Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Ennvisionn and this is the new 2021 iPad Pro with the M1 chip. I'm going to be unboxing it and giving my first impressions on it, as well as unboxing some accessories I got, like this Apple Pencil, this case, and this screen protector. Also, just to let you know, the next couple of weeks will be dedicated to iPads. I'll be releasing a full review on the M1 iPad and comparison with the iPad Air, so make sure you subscribe to catch those videos. Also, let me know if you want me to cover any specific videos in the comments below. Now let's start off by unboxing this Apple Pencil. So we're just going to go over this quickly. The first thing in the box is obviously your paperwork. So in here is just going to be the legal paperwork Apple needs to provide, as well as a user guide. Putting that to the side, you'll see the Apple Pencil. Normally it's wrapped in plastic, but I actually did unbox this a while back. Honestly, I think the Apple Pencil is a must-have accessory if you are getting an iPad, regardless if you're an artist or not. I really use it every day for note-taking and stuff like that, and it's great. Just make sure you don't drop them because the tips can break in the pencil, meaning you have to get a new one. Now, let's get into the iPad. I had to hit you with that ASMR action. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments down below. So I got the 11-inch iPad Pro with the M1 chip, 256 gigabytes, and the Wi-Fi option because you know I'm not paying for another phone bill when I can just hotspot my iPad. Speaking about money, let's talk about the iPad Pro prices. The 11-inch starts at $799, which is the one I have, and the 12.9-inch starts at $1099 and has the XDR display. There's only two colors this year, space gray and silver, and storage starts at 128 and can go to 2 terabytes. And regardless of which model you choose, if you choose 1 terabyte of storage or more, you'll get upgraded to 16 gigabytes of RAM total for your iPad Pro. Anyways, let's get into the unboxing. I'm going to do a little bit more ASMR for you guys, so let me know if you enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Now let's open up the box and see what's inside. Well, the box doesn't want to come out for some reason. Okay, I'm actually trying my hardest right now and it's not coming off, so let me just speed this up real quick and we'll come back when it's off. I don't even know why that was so hard to unbox. I actually even put the box back on because I was just gonna cut all this out, but I'm gonna leave it in because it's hella funny. Anyways, back to the unboxing. Damn, that actually looks really good. I'm a big fan of the new iPad style that they introduced a couple years back. It kind of seems a bit heavy for some reason, heavier than the iPad Air that I have, but they actually weigh the same. The biggest feature for the iPad Pro this year is definitely the M1 chip, which is Apple's custom chip they built for their computer line, which should be blazing fast. The M1 chip consists of an 8-core CPU and GPU and a 16-core neural engine. Apple claims that the M1 chip provides up to 50% faster CPU performance and about 40% faster GPU performance, which is a huge jump up from last year's iPad Pro. Looking at the back camera setup, we have one 12 megapixel wide camera and a 10 megapixel ultra wide with the LiDAR scanner, and the lenses come with a sapphire crystal cover. The real improvement came to the front camera, which features a 12 megapixel sensor and a 122-degree field of view, making it perfect for any video call that you have. The ultra-wide field of view ties into the next feature, which is center stage. So center stage allows you to always be in the center of the stage. So wherever you go in a video call, if there's multiple people, it will start tracking your head and make sure that you're always in frame, which is accomplished by machine learning, and it's an amazing feature. Now back to the rest of the iPad Pro. We also got the smart connector down there, and I think Apple released a new smart keyboard. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to pick it up and review it. Overall, the design language is still the same for the iPad, which I like because this is still a modern design and it feels really good when you hold it in your hands. Now I'm about to bless your ears with that satisfying sound of plastic being taken off the iPad. Now let me put the iPad to the side for a second so we can see what else is in the box. So the first thing is the paperwork as always, and inside is going to be your help guide, some tips, the legal paperwork, and finally the Apple stickers, which people really seem to like. If you guys want it, let me know. I'll do like a giveaway for like the 2 sets of Apple stickers I have. So comment down below saying I want the Apple stickers or something like that, and you'll be entered in the giveaway. Moving on, the second thing we have in the box is the 20-watt power adapter. Thankfully, Apple still included this, so shout out to them for doing that. And yeah, so basically here's the power adapter. Takes USB-C, and now let's put that to the side and get into the last thing in the box, which is the USB-C to USB-C power cord. So I think this one is about 3 to 4 feet, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, you just plug it in and charge your iPad. So that's all for the unboxing portion of this video. Now let's get into the setup portion. So basically the first step is to power on the iPad. Hold down the power button until you see the Apple logo. Once it's powered on, you should see this hello screen. All you have to do is swipe up, then select your language, then select your country. Mine's located at the top. And then you can either set up the iPad manually by clicking set up manually at the bottom, or you can take an existing Apple device you own, bring it next to the iPad, and then it should have this pop-up on it. Set up new iPad, click continue, and then just scan that blue bubble on your iPad. After that, just follow the prompts on your device. So right now it's asking for the password of my old iPad. I'm just gonna put that in. And then just wait for the iPad to load. So basically it's gonna ask you for a couple more prompts, like to set up your Face ID, like I just did on the screen. Then it's gonna ask you to agree to some terms of service. And then it's just gonna ask you some basic stuff like location services, Apple Pay, Siri, iPad analytics, etc. Then when you're finally done those, you'll see this. It's transferring data from your device. Probably take about 5 to 10 minutes, I'd say, and then your device should be good to go. Okay, so with me right here, I have the iPad Air and I have the iPad Pro. So I'm just going to be doing a quick comparison about the shape, design, and the screen. So first up, I'm going to compare the dimensions. So when I put them together, they look exactly the same size and width wise. Although the iPad Air may look a bit thicker, it's because it has a screen protector. Looking at the top and bottom of both iPads, you can see the iPad Air has bigger speakers and the iPad Pro has smaller speakers. In this case, size doesn't matter because Apple claims the iPad Pro can deliver theater-like sound quality, and they're also compatible with Dolby Atmos, which is way better than the standard stereo speakers on the iPad Air. Now looking around the sides, there isn't too much of a difference, although I'm noticing that there's more of these dots on the iPad Pro than there are on the Air, and I'm guessing these are one of the 5 mics included on the iPad Pro that Apple claims delivers studio-like sound quality, so I'm excited to test those out in the review that's coming out later this week. So make sure you hit subscribe to stay tuned for that. The last difference is the lock button. The one on the iPad Air is bigger to accommodate for the Touch ID. Now let's talk about the screens. So I hear a lot of people comparing the bezels between the iPad Air and the iPad Pro. Because of the better display on the iPad Pro, it's able to reduce the size of the borders, unlike the iPad Air. Honestly though, I really don't see it making a difference. You can't really tell unless you really look for it. Like right off the bat, can you tell which one's the iPad Air and the iPad Pro? Probably not. However, there is a difference between the quality of the screens. The iPad Pro obviously has a better screen. It has more contrast compared to the iPad Air. I'm not sure if you can really see it. Trying to find something you can see. Okay, so just take a look at both of the App Store icons and tell me if you can see a difference. If you couldn't guess it, the iPad on the right side has the better display, and that's the iPad Pro. Although it's not smacking you in the face, you can tell that it's brighter and has more contrast. That's because the iPad Air screen only goes up to 500 nits of brightness, and the iPad Pro's goes up to 600. I am kind of disappointed though because the 12.9-inch iPad has a way better screen and it just didn't come down to the 11-inch for some reason. Now let's test out how smooth both screens are. So the iPad Pro has a ProMotion screen with 120 Hz of refresh rate, which means animation should be smooth and drawing should be great as well for any artists out there. Now I'm moving the screen side to side and I'm wondering if you can see any difference. From my personal perspective, I can see that the iPad Pro is way smoother and there's less motion blur when you go from side to side. Whereas in the iPad Air, you can really see there's a lot of motion blur when going from one side of the screen to the other. Overall, it's not a big deal for me and it might be for some people out there, which is why I just recommend getting the iPad Pro over the iPad Air, but both are good options. Also, make sure you like the video and comment down any suggestions you have for me when I make my iPad Air versus iPad Pro video. I'm going to be releasing that later on this week or next week, so stay tuned for that and subscribe. Last but not least, let's check out the accessories I got. You've already seen the Apple Pencil, and I also got this blue case from Amazon. As always, everything's linked in the description down below. This is like the knockoff case that everyone gets for their iPad. I think I picked it up for around $15 to $20. So on the inside, it has this like soft silicone-like material. It's great for keeping your iPad scratch free, and it's also squishy as well, which I like. I don't want it to be a hassle taking my iPad out of the case if need be. Just make sure you get a case with the Apple Pencil holder like mine has. Trust me, I know they're not the best looking, but I was walking down a flight of stairs really quickly. My Apple Pencil somehow flew off my iPad, hit the floor, the tip broke inside, and I had to get a completely new Apple Pencil, and that was so traumatic, honestly. So make sure you get a case like this. The Apple Pencil isn't going anywhere unless you take it out. You also get this little place to put your Apple Pencil, and obviously since this is a magnetic case, you can roll it up and have a stand for your iPad like this for drawing, or you can flip it the other way to get a nice movie watching stand or like a presentation stand or something. So this is the screen protector I got. I'm gonna link it down below, and it's gonna be installed in 3, 2, 1. So actually it took a long time to install, and I'm gonna link another one because I didn't really like this one. But yeah, that's it for the iPad M1 unboxing and overall first impressions. I'm excited to test out the new features like being able to connect the iPad to an external display, and I'm excited to see what this iPad can do with the M1 chip. Hopefully they bring over Logic and Final Cut Pro from the Mac OS to iPad OS, and maybe make the iPad OS more similar to their computers, which would be great. But yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Also leave a like and subscribe because I am dropping more videos this week, as I previously mentioned, regarding the M1 review and iPad Air in general. Thanks for watching.